This is not World War 50mm. The reason I've dug out every 50mm in the studio is to go on a spiritual journey to find out why Sony is launching another 50 G Master. The smallest sibling to the Royal 50 1.2 G Master, this is 50mm 1.4 G Master. After pixel peeping every 50mm in the studio, I think I found an answer as to why they make another 50mm G Master. Oh, by the way, you are watching me through the new 50mm 1.4 G Master shooting by the FX6. Now let's move back indoor, and this is the new 50mm 1.4 G Master look like in a well-lit indoor environment. Before we get right to the answer, let's first look at some basic lens tests. Not sure how many times I have repeated this line during a Sony lens review, but the performance of the new 50G Master is as steady as it should be. Super sharp in the center, and very good in the corner even wide open at 1.4. Chromatic aberration is actually right on the verge of showing up. It just begins suppressed well enough. The 50 1.4 G Master have 2 X-Lee linear motor to drive the autofocus compared to the 4 X-Lee linear motor on the 50 1.2 GM. Yet the performance doesn't seem to be twice as low. It can still comfortably serve the AFC in 4K 120p on the A7S III. Focus breathing of the lens is as good as it can get, not to the extent of needing to turn on the in-body breathing compensation. Aside all the standard features of the G Master, AF shift, custom button, D-click selector, aperture control ring, this new lens also added in a new feature, the iris lock. There is no good sunlight during our test day. Let's move indoor for some flare tests. Again, as expected, flare is very well kept under control on this G Master. Last thing of the test, minimum focusing distance, 0.41 meter, a distance close enough for me to consider excellent for a 50mm lens. Now let me show you some test shots across all the 50mm I have in the studio, including some special guests like the Leica Summicron and the Jayz Otters. Each of these looks slightly different. It's really down to the preference. I'm not going into any deep dive comparison in this video. I know what my preferences are, but I will leave the original file in the description. Whoever who interested is welcome to download and compare them in detail. All of them are shot at their respective wide open aperture, ranging from 1.2 to f2. Now answer time. Why did Sony make another 50mm G Master? My personal take is, this is a lens meant for working photographer and videographer. The king of the jungle, the 1.2 is too good and too high for a price tag to be afforded by most of us. But we can't exactly settle with a 50mm 1.8 for serving client with. Meanwhile, the Sony Jayz 50mm 1.4 Jack A is bulky and way overdue for a refresh to keep up with today's standard. After my grand 50mm cross comparison, I can say the new 50mm 1.4 G Master simply making no compromise corner to corner. It is in every way a deserving member of the G Master family. And when you ask which GM should you get, you are paying 30% less for that 1.4 at the expense of 30% less light in tech. Yeah, 1.2 versus 1.4. It's coincidentally also weighed 30% less. 780 grams versus 520 grams. So this lens is perfect for working photographer and videographer. But what I did not say is the image quality between the GM is not 30% different. It's a lot less than that. These two GM are closer in performance than I thought they would be. Both 50 GMs serve their own demographic. Let me know in the comment which GM are you getting. If you like more videos just like this, subscribe and like is the biggest support I can ask for. I'm Jayz, see you in the next video. And just in case you feel like owning both of them, no harm in adding another 50mm in the inventory, right? I can do that.